We do start our show, though, with unfortunate news out of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark announced today that she will miss both the three-point contest and the WNBA All-Star game this upcoming weekend in Indiana after re-aggravating a groin injury in that final minute of Tuesday's win over the Connecticut Sun. Clark had missed 4 games and the Commissioner's Cup final with that groin injury earlier this month, and now will be out for this weekend's festivities, which really stinks for fans, but you know that if there was any way that she could be out there.
Adam Silver just watched the WNBA's Golden Ticket announce she's skipping the All-Star game due to another injury. And the timing couldn't be worse. With CBA negotiations crumbling and lockout rumors rising, Clark's absence from the league's biggest weekend has NBA leadership on edge. The warnings now come from the top. Should Adam Silver be worried about how the WNBA is protecting its biggest asset during such a crucial moment? Let's break down why this is a disaster for the league. Caitlin Clark announced Thursday that she won't compete in Saturday's All-Star game or Friday's three-point contest after aggravating a right groin injury Tuesday. But here's what makes it devastating. This comes right in the middle of CBA talks that could determine if the WNBA even has a 2026 season.
I'll leave the specific question at the fact of my colleague, Commissioner Engelbert. I mean, other than as a fan, obviously, it's nothing new in basketball that there's sort of welcome to the league moments, especially for heralded rookies. But of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly.
Adam Silver has previously stated, "Of course, I want to see Caitlin treated fairly and appropriately in the league." Watching the WNBA's brightest star sidelined during their showcase event due to injury mismanagement has to set off major alarm bells. When a commissioner from a partner league openly questions how players are treated, that's not just friendly advice, that's a clear warning shot.
There she would be. Shortly before the show, Clark released this statement through the Fever's social media account saying that she's so excited for Indiana to host WNBA All-Star this weekend and that she says she knows that this is going to be the best All-Star yet. But she does go on to say how incredibly sad and, quote, disappointed she will not be able to participate, adding, quote, "I have to rest my body. I'll still be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse for all of the action. I'm looking forward to helping Sandy coach our team."
The timing of Clark's injury announcement couldn't be worse for the WNBA, and it's time to hold accountable the people responsible for this mess. Cathy Engelbert has been an undeniable failure as commissioner when it comes to protecting the league's most valuable star. Sports columnist Christine Brennan even called her out publicly, pointing out that Engelbert struggles to even mention Caitlin Clark's name directly. When asked about Clark, Engelbert often pivots to other players like Angel Reese, even when the question has nothing to do with her.
In terms of the comments, in terms of the way the commissioner, Cathy Engelbert, who I've known and I like, the way she has trouble talking about Caitlin Clark, or if she's asked about Caitlin, then she will say, well, Caitlin and Angel. Well, she wasn't asked about Angel, she was asked about Caitlin. This incredible inability to deal with the facts and to state the obvious, it is astounding to me how Cathy Engelbert doesn't come out after the Marina Mabry hit and say, that's unacceptable, the refs got it wrong. Okay, should have been kicked out then, you weren't. But
this is the same commissioner tasked with promoting the face of the league. Yet she can't even say Clark's name without redirecting. That's not leadership, that's incompetence. The data paints a brutal picture. WNBA viewership has plunged 55% since Clark's injury. Indiana Fever national TV games dropped from an average of 1.81 million viewers before her injury to just 847,000 after. A 53% collapse, representing millions in lost revenue. Meanwhile, Engelbert sits quietly, pretending everything's fine. But it's not. Let's talk about how poor officiating helped cause this. According to kinesiologist Dr. Lucas Seehafer, WNBA players have suffered 141 injuries since opening day. There are only 179 active players in the entire league, each team playing just 44 games. Those numbers are shocking, and Engelbert should be demanding emergency reform. Instead, she's responding with the firmness of a silk dress in a hurricane.
The ball handler. There's a grab, there's a hold, there's another grab. I mean, all of those are fouls. Every single one of them. And here, that's a foul, and finally they call.
Officiating has gotten so bad that even WNBA legend Rebecca Lobo called out referees live during a broadcast. There's a grab, there's a hold, another grab. Every single one of those is a foul. She said this as Clark was being repeatedly hit without a whistle. When icons of the game start calling out officials on air, that's not minor inconsistency. That's a systemic breakdown. Even Clark's own coach has had enough. Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White recently slammed WNBA referees, saying, "I thought she got fouled. It's egregious what's been happening to us. The disrespect right now for our team is unbelievable." When a coach uses words like egregious and disrespect, that's not frustration. That's an indictment of the league's credibility.
Who is like 9 years in Indiana and now on the staff. And that's a live shot now. Okay.
The most damning statement came after the Connecticut Sun game, where Clark was targeted nonstop. Coach White said, "Everybody's getting better except the officials," in a heated post-game rant criticizing Tuesday's referees for losing control and the league itself for failing to make any progress. Interview 8. She continued, "Every year during our league meetings in the fall and spring, we say the same things over and over, and nothing ever changes."
And the game is fast now. Things are happening quickly. Everybody's getting better, except the officials. So we gotta find a way to remedy it. I mean, you've heard every coach talk about it, so I don't know what the answer is.
That's a coach publicly admitting the league has known about its officiating issues for years and done absolutely nothing to fix them. Under Engelbert's leadership, refereeing standards have fallen while the league's popularity and stakes have skyrocketed. The specific plays that caused Clark's current injury are textbook examples of failed officiating, and they perfectly capture what's broken in the WNBA today.
That you guys as an organization are doing, I mean, you're speaking out at this point, but anything more that you are doing or you hope to do to engage in the league and addressing these issues with the officiating that you've been very vocal with?
I mean, I think every year when we have our league meetings in the fall and in the spring, we say the same thing over and over and over. And nothing has changed.
Interview 10. During a dead ball, Marina Mabry forcefully shoved Caitlin Clark to the ground, initially earning only a technical foul until the WNBA, under heavy public pressure, upgraded it to a flagrant 2. Officials failed to make the correct call in real time, correcting it only after widespread outrage. Even Clark's brother, Colin, criticized the officiating on social media, writing, "Make no mistake, this is on the refs," after watching his sister suffer an avoidable injury due to poor game control. When a player's family publicly calls out the league, it's no longer about frustration. It's about fear for a loved one's safety. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's response to these repeated officiating failures has been nothing short of disgraceful. When questioned, she arrogantly remarked, "It's interesting how winning teams never complain about officiating and losing teams always do," showcasing complete ignorance of the real problem. The business fallout from her leadership failures is staggering. In 2024, 23 WNBA games crossed the 1 million viewer mark, and Clark featured in all but 3. To find a game without Indiana, you'd have to scroll down to number 15 on the ratings list. Clark is single-handedly carrying league viewership, yet Engelbert can't even ensure her protection. ESPN's ratings surged 170%, jumping from 454,000 to 1.2 million average viewers, and ION saw a 133% increase. All driven by Clark's influence. Engelbert's inaction now threatens hundreds of millions in future revenue. The ongoing officiating disaster has plagued the entire season. Tuesday's Fever vs. Sun game ended with 5 technicals, 3 ejections, 2 flagrants, and total chaos. Officials completely lost control, a reflection of a system with no accountability. Even sports betting mirrored Clark's value. Wagers on Indiana games dropped by nearly 50% after her injury. That's not coincidence. That's economic proof of her unmatched impact. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has publicly voiced concern about Clark's treatment, hinting that the WNBA must fix this mess before intervention becomes necessary. And Clark isn't the only one suffering. Kelsey Plum's viral outburst over constant, uncalled fouls exposed a wider league problem. Coaches and players alike complain about inconsistent whistles, where fouls depend on timing or location, not fairness. That's not basketball. It's chaos dressed as competition. The timing of Clark's injuries couldn't be worse. Indianapolis plastered her image across the city for the 2025 All-Star game, but she's sidelined due to the same negligence. The CBA expiration in October 2025 adds even more tension, as labor unrest grows while the league's biggest star sits injured. Clark, once an Iron Woman who never missed games in college or her rookie season, has now been sidelined repeatedly under WNBA management, with left quad and groin issues forcing multiple absences. Her return game drew 2.2 million viewers, peaking at 2.8 million. Proof that one player drives the league's entire financial heartbeat. Yet Engelbert's promotional failures compound the damage. Even respected journalists like Christine Brennan have called out the commissioner for not capitalizing on Clark's stardom. Fans are now circulating petitions demanding officiating accountability, describing the pattern of missed calls and violent plays since Clark's arrival. Analyst Rachel D.A. warned that Clark's recurring injuries, shifting from leg to leg, suggest deep mechanical strain from constant abuse. The consequences extend far beyond one player. The 10 most-watched WNBA games since 2002 all featured Clark. Losing her is not just bad luck. It's preventable sports malpractice. With billion-dollar projections on the line, Clark's health determines the league's future. Her college career drew record audiences. Yet the WNBA is squandering that once-in-a-generation momentum. The All-Star weekend, now, symbolizes Engelbert's failures. A showcase built around a star forced to watch from the bench. How can players discuss revenue sharing when their biggest asset is constantly hurt? International leagues are already becoming tempting alternatives. The saddest truth? All of this was avoidable. Proper officiating, consistent rules, and genuine protection for stars could have prevented it. Instead, the WNBA relies on part-time refs juggling NCAA duties, creating a system too weak to safeguard its own product. Clark's absence from the All-Star game in her home state is the ultimate embarrassment. Silver's concerns aren't friendly suggestions, they're warnings. Billion-dollar media deals, expansion plans, and the league's credibility all hang in the balance. Engelbert's incompetence has put the WNBA in crisis. The officials have failed, the leadership has failed, and now, the league's brightest star sits on the sidelines while the future crumbles. Fix the officiating, protect your players, or watch the WNBA collapse under its own neglect.